I think it's a testament to how little faith I have in Kim's intelligence that I thought that this was a good episode. I was watching it going, yeah, I do believe he'd do all of that. Honestly, he could have eaten a brick and I'd probably have believed it. You may have noticed that this review is quite late. If you're watching this on YouTube, it means I just finished fighting off a copyright strike from Miraculous Core on my review of Mr. Agreste. Like, honestly, it kind of feels personal. The video was obviously fair use, but they just put me through 2 weeks of drama for no other reason than giving me grief. I mean, should I start using witch images for my backgrounds? Or video games? I have a very limited amount of gaming footage right now. Anyway, let's get on with it. So, Sleeping Siren. We get a Kim focused episode, and the biggest twist is that all of this nonsense is neither his nor Marinette's fault. Okay, it's kind of his fault, but he wouldn't have been so dumb about so many things without outside interference. Yes, I want to talk about the loser squad first. Who the hell are these guys, and why are they so determined to make other people miserable? Has Miraculous finally gone too far in its drive for representation and included members of the incel community? The dialogue suggests that they just actively want to sabotage relationships and they picked Kim and Ondine as their first victims, and it's honestly pathetic. I'm pretty sure Chloe at least had reasons to be a dick, like wanting to win a contest or feel superior to people. These guys are just in it for the love of the game. I suspect that they might maybe work for Lila, and the whole point is actively trying to get people akumatized. Yeah, I don't think that this is her. She'd have no reason to be upset with them like this, and I don't think it would make sense for her to do anything in person. So yeah, Dumb, Dumber, and Dumberella are trying to break Kim and Ondine up, and Kim is making it kinda easy for them. Let's talk about those two. Ondine is insecure about the fact that she and Kim haven't kissed, and Kim is just clueless. Wait, they haven't even held hands or said I love you? Like, yeah, I think these characters are just kind of really quick to pull the I love you trigger on each other, but holding hands? I can see why she'd be concerned. I have made fun of Kim for this, and I probably will again in the future. Actually, I wrote the script already. I know I will in the future. But I just want to say that I kinda buy it. Kim does seem like the kind of guy who would happily stand in place for the length of his relationship until someone else suggested that he does something and then he goes, oh wait, yeah, I do want to do that. Even if he seemed to have gotten it in season 2. Did the become stupider stick bounce off of Chloe when it hit her in season 5 and recently come down on his head? Ondine, on the other hand, based on her poem, clearly has image issues from her freckles to the fact that she's taller than Kim, and suspects that the lack of intimacy stems from there. Which makes me feel that it's a bit off that her glowed up Siren look doesn't have freckles anymore. Maybe it's a sign she's trying to conform to conventional beauty standards. After all, we have been told that the villains design their own looks. The way everyone who read the synopsis read that Marinette was gonna try and help Ondine and went, damn, she's gonna get another person akumatized is hilarious. We just have no faith in this girl. But the girls' suggestions aren't really that bad. Okay, expecting Kim to get a poem is maybe giving him too much credit, even if him laughing at it and walking away was just poorly written. But besides that, the suggestions aren't bad, and Ondine figuring out she just has to dare him into it is the best conclusion. It's a juvenile conflict, but this is first year of high school? I've watched the show for so long and I still can't keep any information about French schools in my head. I loved how Kim's reaction in this scene was just confused denial. Kagami and Felix are abusing their powers to date cross country. It's hilarious and adorable, and she's clearly still picking up romantic ideas from manga. I really like this ship, which makes it unfortunate that I think it's very poorly written. It would be so funny if we found out that every superhero couple has just revealed their identities to each other, and we as the audience would just have to laugh to get over the indignation of Mari and Adrien still wasting time. But on a more serious note, if we're supposed to take Ladybug and Shaq keeping their identities a secret from each other seriously, all these couples need to suffer some consequence for all of this. Anyway, when Kim continues to refuse to kiss her, and in a way that brings her insecurities to the forefront by claiming it's because she's too tall, she gets akumatized into Sleeping Siren. This akumatization is based on her desire to be kissed in a way reflecting a fairy tale by someone worthy of her. So Siren floods Paris, predictable, and sends out an army of water knights to turn people who refuse to take part in the challenge into toads as she goes to sleep. Okay? Less predictable. She really internalized Kim talking about toads, huh? God damn, the new art style looks so much better than the old one. There is nothing more jarring than when people put images of the old art style and the new art style together, because it's like, it does not look that ugly normally. I cannot lie though, I don't think I'm a big fan of the new Aquabug and Aqua Noir. I mean, they are improvements, I just don't like some of the directions they took the designs in, especially Aqua Noir. Kim recognizes that this is his fault, but he also still thinks that kissing Ondine will make you sick, so he wants to stop the heroes from doing so. But he hasn't been given permission to transform, so he only does it in human form. Ladybug, meanwhile, is questioning if Kim even deserves a Miraculous after how he treated Ondine, even though King Monkey's power would clearly be very useful. God, if only she kept it on her or something. Then again, King Monkey's power would have been useful in like 50 different situations before now. Oh, Kim is using a garbage bin to sail. Have you seen season 2? Actually, this whole episode is a mix of referencing Dark Cupid and Siren. I'm not entirely sure what the point of Water Ryuko is. She doesn't do anything that she couldn't have done with an aqua power-up, which we know she has. I'm not saying that she shouldn't have used it, I'm actually saying that she should have used it for something more. The wind power is what ultimately does all the work in this episode. Okay, so I have this crazy theory I just came up with while writing the script. The heroes noticed that Minotauro isn't present and theorized that he was turned into a toad. Later, Kagami was turned into a toad and her Miraculous was dropped from her body. And in the next episode in production order, El Toro de Piedra, we see that someone suspicious is following Ivan. My theory is that Lila used the transformation aspect of Siren's power to figure out who has a Miraculous and now she can monitor them. This is huge if I'm right. Also more of a sign that she's intelligent because Gabriel never did the whole transformation thing in a way that would allow the Miraculous to still be collected afterwards, and it was always a huge flaw. Okay, so all the heroes were together on a roof to avoid getting drowned. How the hell did they all separate to go to Ladybug when called? Did they just leave the black guy with the pink hair alone on the roof? The team goes off to defend people while Ladybug, Chat and Ryuko go after Siren. But Kim's interference gets Ryuko turned into a toad, so we see the return of Dragonbug, who rescues Kim. He then tells her that he believes kissing a tall swimmer will lead to an outbreak that will make everyone sick, and she realizes that he's not rude. He's just really stupid. So she explains that he shouldn't believe everything he's told and that he should explain himself to Ondine before telling him that he can transform. Honestly, the earphones are a brilliant disguise for his crown. Transformation's not bad either. And of course, his power to mess with superpowers is ridiculously broken. It's not a mission to rescue a princess without a dragon fight though, so Ladybug lucky charms up a bag of cement and they turn the water dragon into stone with a tornado mixer. Okay, so I have thoughts on this whole kissing thing. LB is right, you don't kiss someone without their permission. However, I think setting up this honestly pretty horrific doomsday scenario rescue is the closest I've seen one of these Sleeping Beauty homages come to giving explicit consent that yes, you do want to get kissed while unconscious. But akumatization is a state of being mentally manipulated even if it's roughly based on her own desires, especially considering that most do not remember what happened afterwards. If you can avoid the kiss, you should. But this is so funny to think about in relation to Dark Cupid, where Ladybug is perfectly willing to kiss and mind control Chat, who is literally running away from her. She didn't even love him while she was trying to lay true love's kiss on him. And the fact it worked might be even more insane. This isn't even the only example of something like this. Even Ondine, while frustrated, apologizes for being pushy about the kiss if that's what Kim doesn't want to do. Even while frustrated earlier in the episode, I get the sense she'd have been okay if he just said he wasn't ready to kiss her instead of treating the idea like it was a death sentence. Nice to see that Miraculous has gone to a consent workshop. You think they're ever gonna address Felix? My point is that I don't think Ondine would have complained if Kim had kissed her awake. But Kim's not here. The akumatized lipstick was clever. King Monkey still being able to remove it was also clever. Anyway, the two finally have a conversation about what they want, and Kim kisses Ondine before realizing that he likes it, and then making it awkward. Mari then takes a page from Philogami's book and does the pocky thing with Adrien before we get this end card. Wait, in production order, this episode is before El Toro de Piedra and the Ruler. The Julie Rose kiss is less surprising, but damn, watching the Ruler, I thought Mark and Nathaniel were still stuck in the mutual pining phase of their relationship. Everyone's just getting together much faster than Mari and Adrien, huh? Okay, with all the episodes that have come out, I'm gonna admit it, I think it looks weird when these characters kiss. Anyway, the last scene is the loser squad talking about how they still have more couples to wreck before someone the subtitles tell us is called Fury says they won't have another chance before jumping down towards them. A lot of people theorize that this is a villain, and I'm gonna be real, it's just because they look kinda scary in this scene. Confronting these idiots is hardly the mark of evil. People theorize it might be Diane or a Miraculous because the friend group in this episode would be the ones most aware of what the losers are doing. Imagine if so many of the theories wind up being true and the ultimate twist is that Aurora is the only normal person in this school. This episode was okay, characters were fine, writing was pretty clever at times and pretty dumb at others. The comedy was good when I wasn't shaking my head at Kim. Okay, I was still laughing even while shaking my head at him. We've got some possibilities for future episodes with Fury and the Ivan moment. We just gotta see how it plays out. You know, we've been getting a lot of setup in the ends of these episodes and not much payoff. And the payoffs do tend to be Miraculous's weak point. I just hope this show isn't suffering from MCU syndrome. Shout out to my patrons and channel members, A, Skyman, Technopark, and Jarg Evolved. What did you think? Tell me in the comments below, and while you're at it, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for more content. Thank you, and good day.